the following vlog contains explicit content which is contagious to your mind. If you're offended by unusual ways of thinking, stop the video now, because I will leave a message after the beep. Hello and welcome to my first Rock and Roll Jesus video. Thanks to the ones who inspired me, basically my folks in Gothenburg in Sweden. Hello, here I am as I promised. Yeah, and Victor, I'm sorry, the Desiderata is not going to be the first video. It happens to be this one here. Thank you very much for the title song. It's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to have. Yeah, who am I talking to? Basically I'm talking to you there watching this. Hello, I'm Jesus Vacationer from Germany. I am an installer of world peace, of peace on earth, and yeah, we have done quite some things in the past here in Germany with lots and lots of people, and my basic job was to tour all over Germany. I live in my bus and cruise around and connect people, the global family. And maybe you are one of those people who already have met me or maybe will meet me. Yeah, and through my journey through Europe, I have sat with many people talking about revolution, evolution, about new ways of thinking, about authority and self-authority compared to external authorities, and how much sense it makes to follow others and in comparison follow yourself. This is what we talk about most of the times, taking back the responsibility for myself, which leads to not blaming people, not being aggressive anymore, because there's no need to be aggressive. Yeah, we have practiced quite some years and did many things that we now all can use, things that we have tried out in the past which seemed to not work, but actually did, but it was just a testing, so it had to be over again, and we kept collecting these things so we didn't get stuck in one thing, and now have a whole bunch of tools that we can make something out of. And I'm very proud to be the one who was selected to introduce a new revolutionary game, as I would call it, to keep the fighting out of it. For me, a fight is the opposite of a game. The game I play with others, and the fight I fight against others. And I have done more than enough of the fighting in my life, and am much more interested in this game of togetherness. And yeah, I want to advertise this here a little. And invite you to join. And what it's all about, it's there's one date in this year we we would like to push a little. Like there was this date last year, which was the 21st of December, which was a date which has been brought into our attention very intensively. And this is something that we saw work perfectly, and this is something we can do now, but aware of that we ourselves are doing this. This is a game much about awareness, much about fun, much about freedom and revolution and evolution, much about love, and much about calm. And it's quite effective too. So the date in the year 13 is going to be the 8th of May. So we came up with this logo. You might have seen it already. It's the 8V13, and the V stands for vendetta in one thing, and of course for the May, 8th of May 2013. A Wednesday, I suppose. And until that day, the rules of the game say promote this date. Put the logo wherever you can. I did already put it in my Facebook profile. I'm gonna get myself some eddings and I'm gonna put it on my car just as a sign that we can place everywhere in the internet, everywhere around us, and we can place it also in the context of what we're saying, as I do right now. And then on May, 8th of May, this is in Germany. This is a quite historical date. On 8th of May 1945, the Germans surrendered. That was the day of the capitulation. And in 2009, I took part on some action where we did cut our ID cards in front of the Reichstag in Berlin with cameras and put it on the internet. You can still see that. Just to make a political statement which says, I don't need your ID card. I am not a club member anymore of this brain construction that a state actually is. Germany does exist only in the heads of those who know of it and say and accept it. In my head, Germany does not exist, just like any other country does not exist, really. Tear down the borders and you wouldn't even know where it is. That's the point. It's just something in our heads. Authorities as well. And many things we are just used to and didn't even think of in any other way. And that's what the 8th of May 13 is going to be. We're going to make another day of capitulation, and we are going to surrender the war between bottom and top. And that's the point. We can surrender this because this gives us much freedom. When we don't fight, we can play. And the difference in our perception, perceiving a fight or perceiving a game, is much different. It's like two worlds. And these two worlds always have been on this planet. all of us know both worlds, but we never talked about that. We always said, well, this is world, this is reality, never thinking of that the way I perceive the world, nobody else does. We can talk about things, and then we can agree or disagree, but actually you can choose how you see the world. And that's the point. You can choose to see the beauty in it, the heavenly paradise. In Germany, Paradies means a parallel this. This is this, and we have this analogy here. There are two paradises, this, and one is called heaven, one is called hell. And it was part of the game we played in the past to drag ourselves in this perception of hell, where we constantly had to fight things and were disconnected to the rest of the world in our perceptions, not in reality. We couldn't have perceived anything that we haven't been connected to. So, we're going to rise up some rumble for the 8th of May. And this is just an invitation, just an option, but you might want to think of it. On 8th of May, we do things that we should have done a long time ago, like cut our identity cards or quit jobs. Not everyone, not the ones who want to keep your jobs or don't see a way how to quit it. But there are many who actually could finally quit their jobs. Go to the doctor. I have psychic problems. I have a burnout. Use these things. They're being used against you. Burnout is something this is what people have who haven't been told, hey, get some rest. Do something for yourself. Burnout always comes from stress. We're all stressed, so we all have burnouts. And until the earth burns out, I think we should take this walk to the doctor and get this little piece of paper that allows us to stay at home. And then there's the next step. This rumble that we're going to make gives us attention. And since everybody on this planet is grasping for attention, so why shouldn't we do it one more time in order to get the attention not on us, not on how beautiful and cool we are, but on the things we are perceiving. So this perception becomes more accessible for more and more people. And that's what we're after. That's what we want, more and more people to perceive a beautiful, peaceful, calm world. We might not know that because we never thought of it. When you think of it, you want people to be quiet. So they leave you alone. And so everyone can do whatever you want just by taking care of that with what I do, don't harm anyone. And no one will have a problem with whatever I do. This is a law that I live with for the last 8 years. I don't need any other laws. And this is much more logic than a law. When I do things the way I don't harm no one, I can do whatever I want. And I am doing things since 8 years that even after I have done them, people tell me you cannot do that. And I say, well, I just did it. And that's the point. We can do much more things than we think of. All we have to do is start thinking of these things. And that's the point. And then when we get all this attention, then we can show the people about eco-housing, free energy, free schooling, things like sovereignty, being the king of yourself and no one else, meeting on ice height, which is anarchy, which is the opposite of hierarchy. And that's why in hierarchy, anarchy does not have a good name, but it's not the chaos they always want to show us to. That's not anarchy. They tell us anarchy we find in South Central Los Angeles. No, that's not anarchy. There's strictly hierarchy there. And the hierarchy in the wrong hands can create what we call chaos. And we wouldn't have to talk about things like that if the hierarchy world we live in wouldn't have brought up all that chaos. So there's nothing to fear. Anarchy is just the opposite of what we have. That's actually what we want to have. But as long as we live the way we are supposed to, we won't get access. We won't have access to that. And it's so easy to understand these days. So here's the option. Here's something born right here. It has developed over the last couple weeks, months, and years. But this is a brew we have now, and we can make something out of. And for now, it's okay to just think about these things. If you want, and that would be a good choice, think aloud, include others in your thoughts about this thing, and then think what we, on a global scale, can make out of this. This is something we can do everywhere. We are all connected with our cameras and internet and blah blah blah. And it's not that hard to do something that big, but without a leadership, everyone responsible for himself to get it into the media. And once we get it to that point, we have won. Because if we get the media to show our issues, and that's not against anyone anymore, this is with everyone, the program in the media will change. And when the program in the media will change, the programs in our heads will change as well. So this is 2013, motherfuckers, get used to it. I am in fear. Feeling ready, no, feeling excited and ready. That's what this impulse of fear actually is. You can also, instead of you can go like, okay, let's go at it. We're facing this. There's no way around this anymore. So since we have to face these things and do something, how much more time would we want to wait? For me, there's not a second to waste anymore. We can turn this around, but in order to do so, we have to do it. And not somewhere outside, but in ourselves. We can stop the fighting. And where we refuse to fight, there is no fight possible. No one can urge me. I can prove this for 8 years now, that no one can urge me to fight if I do not want. And I'm still sitting here, feeling freer and more alive than ever. And I really would like to share this. So, if you get any sense out of this, spread the news. Let's do something on 8th of May on a global scale, wherever we are. Let's do something that has been necessary for quite a long time, whatever that is in your life. If it is your job or your ID card or what the fuck ever, I don't know. Maybe you want to get rid of your girlfriend. Do it then if you don't have it done yet. Anything that means stress to you. Old habits, which are only old habits. The question is always what we are used to. And now I come up with a new question. What do you want to be used to? Think of these things. And then get used to what you want to live. And not what others want you to. This just don't work. Well, thank you very much. And I try to shorten my videos, but I won't cut. So this is now, let me see, I have to check this. Oh, 20 minutes. Okay, well, that's life. If you are still here with me, then see you in the next show. Maybe it will be shorter. Maybe it will be longer. What the fuck do I know? Rock and roll! Everyone out there, let's make a big party summer and let's turn this battlefield into a party zone. If you like this, subscribe on my channel and get more. And feel invited to sit in front of your camera and start thinking aloud. This is, by the way, something has been one of my best ideas in my life, to start sharing my thoughts with others, because then I have gotten access to what is in their heads. Okay, there have been some words like asshole and stuff like that, but you read over this. It doesn't matter. Here, this is the peace finger. Get used to it. Peace out. And I'm Jesus. For love, peace, and calm on earth. If you are with me, let's do this. I wouldn't know what else we should wait for. The okay of those who are suppressing us, they won't give us any okay. So why should we still keep asking people for any allowance, or so who tend to say no? Okay, if they say no, hey, then I say no too. And don't even ask them anymore. And then I decide what I do, what I consider sensible and right in the specific situation, and in order to get myself further. Very egoistic sounding, but since I know that I am a cell of the biosphere of this mother planet Earth, and you are too, it doesn't make any sense for me anymore to harm anyone, because I know I harm myself. Put your eyes on the organism that we all are a cell of, and then things get a lot easier. Bye, peace, have a good time, see you next time.